December 24th, 1974. A letter arrives at the Trelica home claiming Mary Rachel Trelica, Renee Wilson, and Julie Mosley are safe in Houston. But the note is strange, the details do not fit, and the 3 girls are still missing. In Fort Worth, Texas, a normal Christmas shopping trip turned into one of the most disturbing missing persons cases in the state. Mary Rachel Trelica was 17 years old, newly married to Tommy Trelica for just 6 months. She was 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighed 108 pounds, had long brown hair, green eyes, and a chipped upper front tooth. Renee Wilson was 14. She was 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighed 110 pounds, and had light wavy brown hair and brown eyes. Julianne Mosley was only 9. She was 4 feet 3 inches tall, weighed 85 pounds, and had sandy blonde hair, blue eyes, and small scars under her eye and on her forehead. These were real people with real plans. A young wife, a teenager, a child who just wanted to go along. On December 23, 1974, between 11:30 in the morning and 12:15 in the afternoon, Rachel picked up Renee and Julie in her gold 1972 Oldsmobile 98. Julie had asked at the last minute to tag along. Their first stop was an Army and Navy surplus store on Berry Street, where they picked up items on layaway. Then they drove to Seminary South Shopping Center, now La Grande Plaza. They parked in the upper-level lot near the Sears entrance. Witnesses later said they saw the girls inside the mall between 1 and 4 p.m., including in the record department. Renee was supposed to be home by 4 for a Christmas party. Julie's curfew was 6. When the girls did not return, their families went to the mall and found Rachel's car still parked in the Sears lot. Inside the car, police found recently purchased Christmas gifts and Renee's old jeans. That suggested the girls had gone back to the vehicle at least once. About $150 in savings bonds was later reported missing from the car. But the bigger problem came fast. Fort Worth police initially classified the girls as runaways. Because of that, the Oldsmobile was not handled like a crime scene. It was released to Tommy Trelica the next day without being dusted for fingerprints or searched properly for forensic evidence. That single mistake may have erased the best chance at the truth. Then came the letter. On the morning of December 24th, a note arrived at the Trelica home. It said the girls had had to get away to Houston for a week and correctly identified the car's location. At first glance, it looked like an explanation. But the more people studied it, the less believable it became. It was addressed formally to Thomas A. Trelica, not Tommy. Rachel's name was misspelled as Rachie before being corrected, and the postmark did not appear to match Houston. Modern testing on the postage stamp later confirmed that the DNA did not belong to Rachel Trelica, so the letter did not clear the mystery. It deepened it. The runaway theory also started to collapse under its own weight. Renee had plans for a Christmas party. Julie was a child with no convincing reason to disappear, and the families never believed the girls had simply walked away by choice. That is what makes this case so difficult. Every simple answer falls apart the moment you look closer. The search began quickly. Flyers were printed, calls came in, families searched and waited. Everyone hoped the girls would turn up alive. A private investigator named John Swaim was hired in 1975 and pursued leads across Texas. But when he died in 1979, he ordered all his files destroyed. Another path to the truth vanished. The witness reports only made things more confusing. One witness said 3 girls were forced into a yellow pickup truck with lights on top by 2 men near the mall's Buddy's grocery store. In 1981, another man claimed he saw a man forcing a girl into a van in 1974. When he stepped in, the man said it was a family dispute. Retired security officer Bill Hutchins also claimed he saw the girls laughing in a pickup truck with another security guard at 11:30 that night. Those stories do not line up neatly, but together they keep one dark possibility alive. The girls may have been taken, not lost, not wandering, taken. And if that is true, then the early runaway label did more damage than anyone realized. Once the car was released, key evidence was likely gone. Once the files were lost, the trail grew colder. And once the letter was treated like a clue, the case became even harder to read. Years passed. The names stayed. Rachel Trelica, Renee Wilson, Julie Mosley. Then came another search effort. In 2018 and 2019, volunteer divers pulled 3 submerged cars from Benbrook Lake after a hunch from Rachel's brother, Rusty Arnold. No evidence was found. Still, the family kept looking. Then, in 2024 and 2025, the family and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children marked 50 years since the disappearance and released updated age progression photos. 50 years later, the case was still alive in the hearts of the families who never got answers. The theories never really changed. Some still mention the runaway theory, but the facts do not support it. Renee had plans for a Christmas party. Julie was only 9 years old. Nothing about the day suggested the girls planned to disappear. Others suspected someone connected to the family, including speculation involving Deborah. But no proof ever confirmed those claims. The strongest theory remains kidnapping. That theory fits the suspicious letter, it fits the witness reports, and it fits the fact that the girls were last seen at the mall before the trail suddenly ended. There is no clean ending to this story. Only broken timelines, missing evidence, and decades of unanswered questions. Rachel was 17. Renee was 14. Julie was 9. They left for Christmas shopping in broad daylight. Their car was found. A strange letter arrived, but the truth never did. That is why the Fort Worth missing trio case still matters today. It is more than a missing persons case. It is a reminder of how quickly a normal day can turn into a permanent mystery. What makes the story even more unsettling is how ordinary everything seemed at the beginning. A wife going shopping, 2 girls excited for Christmas, a child asking to come along. Nothing about that morning looked dangerous. The details inside the car only deepened the mystery. The Christmas gifts and Renee's jeans suggested the girls had returned to the vehicle at least once. Those details should have been carefully examined from the start, but the runaway label changed the direction of the investigation almost immediately. Then came the letter. If it was meant to reassure the families, it failed. It did not sound natural. It did not sound like Rachel. And over time, it became one of the strangest clues in the entire case. Even today, the evidence points toward the girls being intercepted after leaving the mall, possibly in the parking lot. Whether it was one person or several remains unknown. That is the tragedy of the Fort Worth missing trio. The facts stop just before the answer. And after half a century, the mystery still remains. If this story stayed with you, subscribe for more real unsolved cases and join us for the next investigation.